MIDDLEKAUFF! Heavy. He's the story, though, because he's already saying, like, I got to figure it out. I mean, it's going to be, when you imagine it's going to be one of the biggest
so many
stories
guys' contracts are up or on the brink. A lot of decisions to be made. I don't want to be a part of a rebuild if I'm going to keep playing. Did they just knock Aaron Rodgers out of Green Bay? This guy, man.
Rebuild.
Every year.
Why would they rebuild? Would they just re-sign all their sweet players?
Oh my
God! When have the Packers ever rebuilt? What does that even mean? Like, why? Who is talking rebuilds? Like, Aaron, no, they just want you back, and they'll re-sign your sweet guys.
Well, you're on the team, so it's not gonna. We have you, one of the best quarterbacks ever. So it's cool. We're good.
Well, yeah, and we'll sign Devontae, and we'll sign some other sweet players. What is that? He can't help himself. And I knew this would happen if he loses. I'm telling you, guy, I think this is going to be the biggest story on the field over the next 2 months. Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be one of the biggest stories in sports. Aaron Rodgers next 2 months. Because remember, they redid the contract that he can, they won't keep him if he wants to go. But they're not just going to, let's say he does force his way out. Devontae Adams is not just going to be like, oh, he's just going to sign with the Raiders. Like, no, they'll franchise tag him. And if they did do a huge rebuild, they would trade him. And if the Raiders want Devontae Adams, what's Devontae Adams? If Jamal Adams goes for 2 1s and a 2, what the fuck is Devontae Adams going for?
Well, you can't get both of them. I'll tell you that.
No, but I'm just saying, if they're going to go independently to different places, right? Yeah, if he's going to force his way to, I don't even know where he'd force his way to, but if Devontae Adams, hey, we will franchise him, we will trade him. You don't get to just give Devontae Adams $85 million guaranteed and just get him on your team. He to me, if I'm Gutekunst, the asking price for Devontae Adams starts I will not pick up your fucking phone call if it doesn't start with 2 1s, a 2, and then let's talk.
Right.
I might want a player too if I'm going to blow it up and rebuild. In what world, though, would Gutekunst and LaFleur want to rebuild and blow the thing up? Wouldn't that be
the only world, and there's no evidence that we're living in this world, none, is the world in which they think
Trey Lance for Aaron Rodgers?
No, the world in which they think Jordan Love is a star. In that world, then they'll rebuild. But here's the beauty. Even if they think he's a star, they don't have to do it now. They got this guy who's clearly better. So play with him. But, yeah, he's going to make their life miserable again. You're right.
I do think you'd have to sniff around if you were Kyle and see if you get Trey Lance and what it would cost. Now, you don't have any first-round picks. And why would they? Like I said last week, they would not. The last team they would ever do, the Niners. To me, the Packers and the Niners are a legitimate NFL rivalry. They had the evidence is in. They play in all these big games. You cannot do that, right? Even if let's say you love Trey Lance, like you've always said. What if they legitimately loved him? They thought he was going to be a star quarterback, and they're not that big on Jordan Love now. It might be their best option because it's okay, Denver. Well, Denver just won 8 games. Denver doesn't have the 3rd pick, and then if I give them Aaron Rodgers, well, the next 2 first-round picks. Do you think Denver's just going to be drafting 5th next year if they have Aaron Rodgers? It doesn't. The Aaron Rodgers conversation is kind of stupid because part of it's going to be it's just we got their next 3 first-round picks. Well, he's fucking good. So even, he's losing some crushing playoff games. You know where he is? In the playoffs. Whoever you trade him to, if the Saints, Denver, wherever he wants to go, you would have to assume.
Does Miami have any picks left?
But, okay, let's just say Miami. I don't think he'd want to go there, but you would have to assume Miami would be in the playoffs next year and those picks would suck. So it's okay, I'm just getting picks 24. No. I guess you don't get as worried about that with trading a Khalil Mack, trading a Jamal Adams.
A non-quarterback, yeah.
But you do not. Rodgers, he immediately equals wins for whoever you trade him to. I think this thing is going to be much more complicated than I think the conversation surrounding it's going to be very kind of lowbrow, and it's I'd pump the brakes on it all. And because I'm telling you, one thing is going to be where's Devontae going? Well, fucking nowhere, unless you're willing to give up. You could argue 2 1s and 2 2s would be my starting point. Jamal Adams went for 2 1s and a 2. I'm going to give you Davante Adams, who I could easily justify has 5 years of peak years left, who is high character, team captain. How could I honestly 2 1s and a 2? I would just be like, well, that's not enough.
Yeah, and the other thing is, does anyone want to trade more than that for a receiver?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't really make sense. Could you trade for a 29-year-old guy that then you'd have to give $90 million to? You know, it's a weird situation.
Yeah. That adds a little bit of satisfaction, I think, for the 49ers.
You just fucked them?
Yeah, that just on the night that you're in one locker room, Aaron's in the other press conference room making his own coach's life miserable on a night when his own coach is already miserable. Like, LaFleur's pissed in and of itself. He just lost this game. They had the lead. He's going to have to fire a special teams coach. He just lost to Kyle. And now he's got to deal with this? Him and Goody?
I did see Rodgers. I saw a quote when we were early on, probably like an hour ago, that he said him and Goody's relationship grew a lot.
Cool. Well, I mean, you just don't. This is not. You know who's loving this right now? McAfee. Is Aaron an investor in McAfee's show? Is that what's happening here?
Do you think Aaron's a lock to be on McAfee's show on Tuesday?
Yeah. Are you kidding? He loves it.